Is the BK Lounge Podcast. Welcome to laughs, love, and crazy debates by your two favorite hosts, Bert and Kenny. Join us in talks about military life, relationships, golf life, and so much more. Your new favorite place to come hang out on Sundays. Introducing the BK Lounge Podcast, a Bert's Beat Studios production. And now your hosts, Bert and Kenny.
Well, hello.
I look like I just went through a tornado.
Why do you say that?
I don't know, I just caught a glimpse.
Bo, we just started. We just turned on the microphones and he's barking.
Why does he have to do that? He's been doing that today.
What?
He was so good yesterday and now he's bad.
They were very good yesterday. I was actually impressed and surprised that neither of them tried to bolt out anytime the kid. Anywho, happy
Monday.
I almost said Saturday.
It kind of feels like a Thursday to me.
Feels like a Thursday?
Maybe a Wednesday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Season 2, Episode 6, BK Lounge.
That's where you are.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. Doing it live.
We're doing it live.
I've had a long day.
Yeah, I mean, you were up early.
Yep.
Busy, outdoors, active.
Won money.
You did win some coin.
Won some money today.
Love that. Tell them about it. Tell them about it real quick.
Real quick, went and played golf. I have a tournament next Monday, so gotta swing a little bit more this week than what I have in the weeks past. But next week I have a tournament and decided to go play with some of the boys today at work, which is always like my big no-no. I don't go to work on my day off, but not much I can do when I need to play.
And it also helps that it's a golf course.
It is a golf course, yeah. But yeah, so went and played 2 matches and paid up $15, which was not nearly as bad as the other match I was in where I swept him.
Swept him. So long, sucker.
But he is my partner in most partner events. So I'm always rooting for him. He was playing very well, just wasn't scoring. But I give him that. So, but I still got the Venmo at the end of the round, so that's all that matters to me.
That's how I felt on Sunday. Like we us guys played a new course for us, and it was like challenging. Mm-hmm. I felt like I was playing halfway decent, like I was putting really well, and I was not as good as I was the week prior off the tee box, but I thought I was playing well. Mm-hmm. And then just like the scorecard was like, nah, bro, you didn't play well.
No. It's usually the case. But no,
Busy day off.
Yeah, very busy day off. Then came home, we had a meeting. Then I went and got my nails done. Then we came back here, and now we're live.
Now we're doing it live.
So, yeah.
But yeah, we're here. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a great last 2 weeks, really, since we saw you last. Hope everything's well. It's getting springtime where everybody is hopefully starting to experience some springtime weather. But last episode, we kind of talked about us kind of starting to get out of the house a little bit more with the warmer weather. You know, I was playing pickleball. We've kind of taken a little hiatus from pickleball for right now. We got some other things going on.
No, you blame Justin.
Yeah, I don't want to say we, or I was saying like we as like collectively all the guys, but no, it's
my
it's
brother-in-law.
Just Justin.
My brother-in-law my nephew has flag football on Wednesdays when they were playing pickleball. So since he has to bring my nephew to flag football, he doesn't get to play pickleball with the guys. And they're all like, and then it's odd numbers, and then they don't want to do anything when they're not all together.
It's so
because
true.
they kiss.
But like Mondays are usually like nights off for Kenny. And then every other Monday is the podcast. So Mondays really don't work. Tuesdays and Thursdays I stream late in the evenings. And everybody else is working during the day. And then Fridays, nobody wants to do anything on Fridays. Because it's usually like, oh, maybe we'll get dinner with everybody or do something. And then Saturdays, Harrison has football or sports in the morning.
And now Marley started sports.
Marley's getting into it. And then Sundays are family dinner days and days off. So it's like...
But you guys have been playing
We have been playing golf on Sundays, which has been really, really great. Also, side note, I was talking about Harrison's football on Saturday on like a Friday stream or something. And someone on TikTok was like, you are completely out of line for talking like that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, did you and Kenny get married? And I'm like, no, we're engaged. And they're like, you cannot call them your nieces and nephews until you guys are married. And I was like, oh, shoot, like, is that a thing?
Put respect on it.
And I was like, oh, my God, is that a thing? Like, and, like, I asked chat, and people were like, no, I mean, technically, yes, they're not your nephews, but I don't think you're out of line for saying that. And I'm like, I never really thought about it.
Did you say our?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ask them, he's not an uncle yet.
Right.
But they know he will be.
Right, like, they don't call me Uncle Nick.
No.
And even when we do get married, I feel like I don't want them to call me Uncle Nick.
Well, I don't think that they will. I think it would have been different if my sister had kids when we were already married.
Right, yeah. But
yeah. That's like, I mean, I think out of anybody, if they were to call you uncle, it would be Kennedy.
Right.
Because she's at that age. But the other two boys are already, like, past that age where it's like...
You can't be like, oh, no, it's Uncle Nick. Like, oh, go see Uncle Nick. Like, no.
But I would never correct them to say that.
No, God, no. No, absolutely not.
And if anybody ever corrected them to say that, I would have a problem.
Right.
I'm very protective over those kids.
Right. And
be like, they can do what they want. They can do what they want.
And like you said, it would be completely different if your sister hadn't had kids yet and now is starting to have them while we're engaged, about to get married. Like, I could see it being like, okay, yeah, it's Uncle Nick.
Yeah.
But it's so, like, I catch myself when I'm, like, explaining it.
They have a name for you. Well...
Kennedy does.
Yeah. Everybody does. But everybody calls him Nicky.
Yeah, Nicky, which I've never been called at all in my entire life.
Nicky Wicky.
But, like, when I'm talking about him, I feel like I'm so tripped up. I'm like, oh, yeah, Jensen's brother-in-law. Or, like, we're going to Jensen's nephew's. And I'm just like... And now I get to the point where I'm like... My brother-in-law, Justin.
My brother.
Our nephews.
I love my brother, Justin.
But yeah, I meant to bring that up to you. On like Friday or something. I totally forgot. And as you were talking about that, it like made me think of it. I'm like, am I in the wrong for saying like our nieces and nephews?
No.
But and like same situation. Like I don't expect Emma, who is in high school when we get married, to start calling you Aunt Jenny or Aunt Kenny or Aunt Jensen.
Yeah, no. I don't know.
I mean, I think it makes sense.
I think when I'm talking to like a larger group versus like insinuating my soon-to-be, I do say that every once in a while about your dad, my soon-to-be father-in-law, because it drives him a little... I wouldn't say it drives him crazy.
Really?
I don't think it drives him crazy, but I think it's funny because it's like... I was always the one that everybody was like, you really need to figure it out for her.
Yeah.
But now it's like the thing, and like with you proposing us being engaged, it's like, oh, my soon-to-be or my future father-in-law, and it's always like, it's almost like a little like twist.
A little twist.
But I do it because it's funny.
Right, because even like your parents, they don't say like, oh, you're our future son-in-law, Nick.
No.
Like it's son-in-law.
Yeah. No,
that just popped into my mind.
No, yeah, that's...
But yeah, connecting what we've been doing last episode, what's been going on. We also had our successful trip to the casino, which was awesome, fun, still talk about it. We played golf on Sunday. The guys were like, when are we going to get out there? And I'm like, I don't know. You guys tell me. Like, you guys have, like, daytime jobs, and then my brother, Justin, has kids. So it's not like we can just... And it's not 45 minutes down the road. Like, this is a planned event.
Yeah. I do think that if you guys were to leave early one day, I think that you guys would be able to, like, do a back and forth trip. It'd be a long day for sure. But I think, like, you guys wake up like you do going to golf.
Right.
Take the trip up. And then say get back at like 11 o'clock at night.
And I guarantee I could text your dad that right now and be like, hey, Sunday, down and back. He'd be like, yep, let's go. Let's
Well,
go. I'll drive.
They're all going on a trip, and now my mom's supposed to watch my niece while they're gone so that like they can focus on the boys because they're older, they get to do more. She's gonna be 2 this spring, but like it's funny because now my mom might go and like be there like to hang out and watch my niece, and now it would be just us 2, the dogs, and my dad in town, and your parents. But, like, he's like,
Your
so
dad got
casino? And I was like...
very excited.
I was like, if we're going... I was like, first of all, I'm never going to 2 Kings, because on top of that, in the 2-week span, it was my dad's birthday. Happy birthday to my dad. It was his 61st. And we went out to dinner, and...
I jokingly at the table after dinner was like, so we headed to the casino? And it's just like hook, line, and sinker anytime you ask her dad.
Yeah.
And of course, I know he'd jump on it, and Justin always hems and haws, and then it became something.
And then he was like, would you go? And I was like, sure, why not?
And then that just got him even more excited because Kenny hasn't gambled much.
And I was, it's 45 minutes away from where we are. I was like, whatever, like, let's go. Granted, I'll never go back to that place until it's fully done, but...
Yeah, it's pretty rough right now.
But yeah, so I said, if we're going anywhere while they're gone, we'll go to Virginia or something like that, because it's only like 2 hours away.
I think that'd be fun. I think that's more of a doable day trip.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's definitely better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a long rabbit hole, twisty curves of what we talked about last episode.
Our recap, yeah.
Recap. That was a rough one there. But yeah, that was the recap. We're finally, like I kind of mentioned, getting some warmer days. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of got cold for a little bit.
It did. We had like a cold snap, and it got down to like 32 again for like 3 days. And then this past weekend, it was 85 yesterday. It was 80 degrees today. It was really nice.
Yeah. And like the last couple of times I played golf with the guys on the weekends, like the very first time, it was cold and rainy, and I was miserable until I got warmed up.
Yeah.
And then the weekend prior, it was definitely cooler in the morning, and towards like, I think like 16, I finally took off my pullover, and then this past Sunday, it was like 80 degrees by like 10, so it was perfect.
Yeah.
And again, when we talk about like cold snaps, it's cold for the area, but not cold for what we're used to.
I can't say that anymore. I'm not used to the cold anymore. I've been away from it for 7 years.
Yeah. But it is finally getting nicer, getting warmer. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is, but as it's getting warmer, and I know you mentioned this to me to like be cognizant of, I just don't know what it is, but I love the garage door being open when it's warm. It makes no sense to me. Like I literally thought about that today when I went to go get that package that I think you brought into the garage. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I just opened up the garage, and I was like, this is so nice.
Yeah.
And I don't know
We
why.
actually had family dinner in the garage last night. So
it was great. And that was a great idea. Like when you texted that when we were golfing, your dad was like, oh my God, that's a great idea. And it was awesome.
I know. We need to get like a little area rug.
That's not a bad idea either.
Yeah.
Area rug. Your dad and my brother Justin said put up a TV in there.
If we're going to do any of that, we're going to put my makeshift gym in there first.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. We're not
Absolutely.
prioritizing their wants and needs before mine. I literally said that before we even signed the papers on this house.
Yeah.
I said I want a gym so that I don't have to have a gym membership.
Can you, like, I've obviously never looked, but like Facebook Marketplace, do they have reasonable like stuff that people have bought that you can get for that, or is it tough to find?
I think that like if I were to get a home gym, I would start with would get a mat and a mirror first.
Yeah.
And people can get like the collapsible like bar system. I don't know. I don't necessarily think that I would need that. I don't think I would hate it, but I would get a dumbbell rack first. I would get a bench. And to be honest, I would love to get a treadmill.
Yeah.
Or like I've looked into it for probably, I would say 2 years now, is getting the Peloton tread. So not the Peloton bike, but the treadmill, because just like the bike, you can do classes and stuff like that.
Oh, because they got the big screen on it,
It has the
right?
big screen on it, and you can do different runs. You can have different things, and I love that. Like if I go to the gym, I'm on the treadmill for 30 minutes.
Right.
Like
When you were growing up, did your parents have any like equipment in the house, like a treadmill or anything like that?
yeah, we had a treadmill.
Yeah, my parents, our basement used to be like a playroom when I was younger, and then once I grew up, they put a treadmill, they had a bike and an elliptical down there, and then they bought like the royalty back then, which was the Bowflex. That thing was, we had to, because they had the drop ceiling with like the nasty old 90s tiles, they had to cut a portion of it out so the Bowflex would fit in it. It was ghetto. It was wild. It had like, the resistant
Did they
bands and
use it?
stuff. No, because I think they tried to use it, but I think my dad installed it weird, and like the cables were wrapped around each other, and I don't think it worked very well.
But I don't really, like, I'm imagining your parents in their home using a home gym.
My dad, growing up, every morning would get up, he'd go into the basement, he would do push-ups, sit-ups, a wide variety of like different styled ab workouts, and then he would run like 3 miles every day.
But like and I don't say it like that they're not the people to do it. Like I know them now, so
Yeah,
like
definitely.
We're backtracking like 20 years from right now.
Yeah.
But like I could see, like, for both of them, they're both two people that would like have their mind set to something and they will do it. Like your dad is like like if you put him on a regimen, he's there.
And then my mom, growing up, would do like the VHS workout tapes in the living room, and then at night she would get on the elliptical. And I remember it because we still had a TV down there, and like that's where my PlayStation or Nintendo was. And I remember being down there playing. My mom would come down and with her, iPod, and she'd be screaming Shania Twain on the elliptical, and I'm like playing, Nintendo or whatever. But yeah, they used to work out quite a bit. Quite a bit. But yeah, that
crazy.
was probably 20 years ago. But it's like Bowflex still a thing? Like that was pretty.
Wait, our old neighbors had one.
Really?
Do you not remember the makeshift?
Our old neighbors.
Yeah, they put that like greenhouse. They had a Bowflex in it.
Yeah, they had a back deck at the house next door to our old house, and they put like almost like a carport, like white tarping and framing over there.
It looked like a crime scene tarp.
It was very questionable, but they had Bowflex. But I mean, if you think about it, it's all in one because each bar is a different resistance, so it doesn't take up a lot of. I just didn't know if that was still a thing.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
But yeah, we're getting into all sorts of stuff.
But like, if you, for anybody that, I mean, maybe it's just like a me thing, but like if you had, or maybe it's like a southern thing. If you had a garage that you didn't put your cars in, and it's a two-car garage, what would you do with it? Because in the neighborhood across the street, there's somebody that has a full screened-in, a full screened-in like garage door. They put that down, and then they have a full TV set up and recliner chairs, and they watch Sunday football.
And I saw another one in that same neighborhood. They had like almost another kitchen.
Yeah, like a secondary kitchen.
And I've heard that around here, people will just be like, we're not using the garage, and then they'll just completely finish it.
Right.
Which sounds great, but I always thought that if you remove a garage from a home, it lowers the property value. But I guess maybe that's not a thing.
I've never heard of that.
And I love the idea of having it like another version of, like almost like a living room. Mm-hmm. But with the door being open, my mind just instantly goes to like leaves and dust and pollen and stuff like that. Because it's not like if you keep the garage door closed, especially even now, the garage is hotter than hell.
Yeah, but like I remember in Vermont, my childhood home, we had a AC heating unit.
Oh, like a mini split?
In my dad's workshop we did, but we actually had a full size heater.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our garage was nice. Nice back in the day.
Yeah, we didn't really have a great garage.
We did. We had it was 2 stories tall.
Damn. We had an attic above ours, but that was it.
We had that too. Ours
I mean,
was a
you
big
can definitely do some cool stuff with it. And I love the idea of having like family dinners and stuff out there. I think that was great.
Yeah.
Because like the kids were playing out front. We kept the garage door into the house open with the gate so the dogs could see us. Slider was open, nice cross breeze, like
Yeah.
worked out well.
We only have a couple more weeks of that.
Right. And that's just gonna be unbearable.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very hot. But yeah. Spring is here. Spring is sprung.
But when we were having dinner inside the garage and it was 80 degrees, it was 30 degrees in Vermont, and they just got a dumping of snow the week prior.
Yeah.
And all of our parents who just moved down, they're like, oh my God, look at us, what we're doing in March when back home is 30 degrees and 1.5 feet of snow. My dad like loves that. He loves knowing that Vermont is worse weather. Miserable.
I mean, it's like a level of justification. If you've ever moved and like, I remember when I first moved to Florida, and I moved to Florida going into the winter, and I remember the first snowfall in Vermont, and it was like 80 degrees, sunny. I was playing golf, like, was going to go to the beach on my day off, like, enjoying life. I was going to the pool after work, and I remember my sister was pregnant, and she was just like, well, first of all, I hate you. And second of all, I can't believe what's happening. And I was like, yeah, I don't mind
It's that gratification, just like instant gratification.
Yeah.
I mean, even when we went to Florida last winter and saw the hockey game, like we were playing golf and yeah, we were in long pants and like a pullover, but it was great.
I will say the one thing about being, at least in the Carolinas, because I didn't really get this in Florida because you don't have the greenery, but like North Carolina has a lot of trees. A lot of trees. But you get to the most extreme spring from going from like consistently like cold to mid temps to like consistent warm temperatures. I will tell you, the pollen in the area, in this state, in this city right now is unbearable.
It does get, like, I thought it was bad in Vermont, but it is a million times worse. Like you mentioned, you washed your car yesterday.
And it's yellow.
It was yellow last night at dinner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? And last year, we went to our boat early in like May-ish, and we did like a good like deep clean of the boat. It was awesome. We put the seat covers on it. We were getting ready to, for the season, and we went back up there, I think, to go on it one day. And it, like, I was telling Justin about it, my brother, and he had, I was telling him, like, you could literally, like, pick up and, like, sprinkle out the pollen.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. And, like, yeah, it's only going to get worse. Like, right now it's bad, but for the next, like, month and a half, 2 months, it's just going to keep after it. It's awful.
Yeah, no, it's bad. And I have terrible allergies.
Well, like last night during dinner, even through winter, I take a allergy pill. I take an allergy pill year round just to keep on it.
You know that you become immune to it?
And that's what I think is happening because like last night, I was like all stuffed up and my eyes were itchy. And I'm like, WTF, I take allergy meds.
Yeah.
So what do I do now?
You have to change your allergy med, and you shouldn't take it year round.
I think I just got into a habit and just kept doing it.
Yeah. Like but your father, like we were just saying.
Yep. Regimen. I mean, I take my, my allergy medicine and my acid reflux medicine just about every single day at like noon. Every single day. Make sure of it.
Yeah.
But with the spring, we cleaned out our closets.
Yeah.
Got ripped off at Plato's Closet.
Yeah, Plato's Closet's a joke.
Some people think that they're just businesses for money laundering.
Probably.
Which is genius. But yeah, like, I've brought some stupid stuff to them before that's like worn, or like ripped or stained or something, and like, oh, we don't take that, because of X, Y, and Z, which I get. But they're like, yeah, we're not interested in these items, and like two of them were brand new, Lucky Brand, just like plain tees. And I'm like, why wouldn't you take that?
They don't need it.
But it's summer. They're like, we want men's summer clothing. And I walk in there, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to hit a lick today. Like, men's clothing. It's all t-shirts, shorts. Like, they didn't even take my cotton shorts.
Why would they? Why would they? Yeah, no, I'm still in the process because I have a little bit more in the clothing department. My clothing situation is very overwhelming to me. Always. I also wear 3 outfits a day.
Yeah, that doesn't help. That doesn't help you.
And, like, I'm also, like, kind of a germaphobe. Like, I can't wear something and be like, oh, I only wore it for a couple hours. No, it has to be washed. Has to be washed.
Yeah, I have no problem doing that with, like, sweatshirts, sweatpants, and jeans. But, like, these type... Well, depends.
And I think it's partially because of the detergent I use. Like I was saying, I have terrible allergies, and I get terrible reactions from, like, normal laundry detergent.
Oh.
I use baby, non-scented, no
perfumes,
dye.
no dyes.
I don't even know what it is at this point. It's just liquid that creates a bubble. It's probably spit.
It's probably Dawn dish soap, just without the blue.
No, it probably isn't. I bet you it's just like caterpillar mucus or something.
Do caterpillars create mucus?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. But Kenny also cleaned up the garage while I was Where was I, golfing, or where was I? So I remember coming home and you were... Oh, no, that's the day you're going through your bag. I think we both kind of putted around the garage a little bit.
Yeah, move stuff in different directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, cleaned the house a little bit. He did, not me. He did that, I think you did that on one of the days that I was at work. Maybe Saturday you cleaned the house?
Yeah, sometimes, like, I can go, like, a couple of weeks without going hog wild with it. And then there's, like, sometimes on, like, a Tuesday morning, I'll wake up, eat, and then just start deep cleaning the house. And then Thursday will roll around, and I'll wake up, eat, and I'll be like, I'm going to vacuum again. And I'll go. And what really gets me is when, like, the sun's in the back of the house coming through all the windows and the slider, you can see all of the, like, dog hair and dust. And with the grass not coming back to life yet, it's still dead, and it gets all over Bo, and he'll come in and run around the house, and it'll be everywhere. That drives me nuts. Like, last night, I literally had to do it when everyone was here because it was just everywhere, from, like, the kids out in the front yard and the dogs and the doors being open, like, blowing stuff in. It was driving me nuts. And I'm like, I need to vacuum this right now. And Kenny got me a sweet vacuum for Christmas, and I love using it.
Yeah. I
do enjoy vacuuming. If I could vacuum every single day and not have to clean bathrooms, I would in a heartbeat. I hate cleaning the bathrooms. It's not like I'm disgusted by it. It's just way more tedious than vacuuming.
Yeah, so some spring cleaning. Is there, like, one thing that, like, you would say you prefer, or something that you know that I prefer to clean? That you do? Or I do?
Not really, I don't think. What do you prefer to clean? I don't think you wouldn't clean, and, like, I don't think you wouldn't clean nothing.
I don't, like, when it comes to cleaning, I wouldn't say that I'm dirty, and I wouldn't say that I don't clean. I think that I like organization so that I never have to clean, kind of deal. Like, I like when everything stays in one spot so it doesn't have to be moved or disrupted. But, like, even if it is, it doesn't really throw me off. It's just one of those things where I'm like, annoying.
Yeah.
I don't have, like, a thing for cleaning unless if I'm in the mood. The only thing I love to do is reorganizing. I love to reorganize.
And I'm also, as you know, the kind of guy that if there's a bowl in the sink, I have to rinse it, and then I have to immediately put it in the dishwasher.
Yeah, not me.
Have to. And like when I do cook dinner, which is not nearly as much as Kenny, while I'm cooking, I'm also cleaning because I hate like if I were to cook and then just throw everything in the sink, that's more overwhelming to me than trying to clean
But you
while
don't
I
use
cook.
a lot of things, like
Right.
You're not cooking like a full recipe where you're using all the stuff.
Right. No, absolutely. But
Where
it's
you're on
just,
a time limit with one pan and then you're going to the next.
and I also grew up in a house with my mother who is very, very particular about cleaning. And it's like, hey,
Well, she last night she was like, "Where's your drying towel?" And I go, "What?" And I go, "I don't do the dishes." And she goes, "What do you mean?" And I go, "I don't know which cloth is which. To ask Nick." And she literally looked at me like I had 6 heads, and I was like, "I'm for real. I don't touch the dishes. I do the cooking in this house. I do not do the cleaning in this house when it comes to the kitchen. I'll clean up the countertops, I'll clean up my mess, but when it comes to the dishes in there, that's his job."
and I am always on top of it, like always. Like I make breakfast, I either soak my dishes while I'm eating, and then I'll spray them down, put them in the dishwasher. But again, I also grew up where it was like, hey, we have family coming over, you need to go dust upstairs. And as a kid, I'm like, why the hell do I need to dust my bureau if we have family coming over?
Like making your bed.
And like
do
now
all
I'm
that.
at the point, like you've noticed, where it's like, hey, my sister and Justin are coming over for a drink before we go to dinner. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I got to vacuum real quick. And you're like, what are you doing?
So at what point did you start making the bed?
Randomly one day, and I didn't even notice it because you had brought it up to me of like, you started doing something
Yeah.
every single day. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you've been making the bed for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even notice that.
And he doesn't notice those things, but like that's something that I need to have is I need to get into a made bed. You'll never see me get into a bed that's not made. Ever. Ever. And it doesn't mean to be like tucked, military tuck, hospital tucked. Like it doesn't need to be that, but the pillows need to go back to where they originally were. I'm still going to move them around.
But for how, we didn't always make our bed.
I always made the bed before
Like
I got
even
it.
before you got into it.
But like
Yeah.
I would get into bed before, while you were
Right.
streaming.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think there was a day that I wasn't already in bed that.
Yeah. And like the dog toys, I pick them up like 3 times a day just because. And then like when people come over, I'll be like, oh, sorry, the house is kind of a mess. And they're like, what are you talking about?
And you also clean with Clorox.
Yeah.
Everything, which is a lot and crazy
Why?
and unnecessary. You don't need to clean with Clorox like that.
I use the Clorox wipes. I have one underneath the kitchen sink, one in the laundry room.
I know, I live in the house.
One in every bathroom.
You did something criminal the other week and I said it to you, but the rocking chairs out front were covered in pollen and you cleaned them with Clorox wipes.
I did, yeah.
That's crazy.
I just feel like it's a one-stop shop.
No, I think it's
It's like overkill, you think?
I think so.
Like you think instead of sometimes where I Clorox the counters, I can just get like a wet.
I think you can get like disinfectant spray, which I don't think needs to be Clorox because Clorox has bleach in it.
Yeah.
I don't think that everything needs to be bleached.
Yeah. The Clorox wipes have bleach in them?
It's not like a bleach.
Oh, you're
but it's
saying like the sprays that are like the heavy duty. Okay.
But like a disinfectant, like usually there's like multi-purpose spray that's for like countertops, stovetops.
Yeah.
And it cleans it, but without you sprayed it today and you're like, wow, that's strong. It's like, yeah, there's bleach in there.
Yeah, because I was just decided to scrub the kitchen sink this morning.
But yeah, spring cleaning. Our house is never really dirty where it needs be like, wow, you guys really lived through the winter in this place, but it's...
That happened once at the old house and never again.
Yeah. I had a day off and I looked around. We were eating breakfast at our old house and I was like, well, scratch all the plans. This house is a dump. And we opened everything up, cleaned it all out. It was probably on the last season of our podcast, to be honest.
It probably was. I remember, I think we talked about it.
Yeah.
But even like thinking back to like my apartment, do you think I kept my apartment as clean as like our house now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's just like more stuff in it. But yeah. Cleaning.
We're cleaning everything up.
Get yourself cleaned.
We're cleaning our garage up. We're cleaning up the house. We're cleaning up our finances. Mm-hmm. That was our meeting today. We had a meeting with a financial planner. Advisor.
So my sister got into a new career path as she came down here. And I think we talked a little bit about it.
I think we breezed on it.
Last episode or before. But she's always, like, she's my big sister, so I go to her about everything. But specifically, she has always been very good with money. Yeah, we did talk about it last time. But she's always been very good with money, but she's always, like, helped me with anything that I've had, like, serious questions about. So she's on the plan to become a financial advisor one day.
What's the difference between a planner and an advisor? Are they the same thing?
I think they're the same thing. I have no idea. Getting your finances in line under a large company. So she is starting to get her classifications and testing and all of the stuff that comes with it. But she has been working with her advisor that we are now seeing to get back on track with both her in her career and us in our finances. Which, that's also one thing that we don't necessarily enjoy talking about in a public setting or in this space, but this is a space where we get to, share what we do to give insight to people who may be going through the same stuff.
Or maybe not even thinking about it, and us talking, about it is like, oh shoot, maybe that's something I should be doing.
Right. But yeah, so we've had plenty of conversations about like our finances, our life, what we want, our goals, all of that, but like never have had the structure in a more confined setting. Like we've always talked about it and we've always like, set realistic like small goals for ourselves, but we're talking like big picture.
Right.
But I think that there's a lot to be said about talking with somebody that knows what they're talking about.
And it's not like you need to be like, oh, I'm making all this money and I don't know what to do with my money.
You could be making no money.
You could be broke and still talk with, these types of people because they're there to help you. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people, especially our age, don't necessarily think about it. They're thinking about like the now factor. I've always been guilty of that and never thinking about like, okay, this is what I want to do at this, the next point in my life, or something that, life insurance, retirement. Like you don't want to think about retirement in your 20s and 30s, but if you don't, you're not necessarily going to be in the best place possibly if you were to talk about it and learn more about it, because that's, things that most young people don't necessarily think about.
Right. Yeah. And I think that, we met with her today, with her and my sister, just to kind of, the first one's really just to put everything on the board for, them to really think of things and figure out where they need to help us. But, there are a lot of things that we do well together and we have clear goals. A big one for both of us is we want to buy a home. In the next year to 18 months to 2 years, hopefully. And just setting ourselves up for success because we both work hard. We both enjoy our lives. We want to maintain it. We want to, eventually have a family and be in a spot where we don't have to worry about certain things. But just to get kind of the justification that we are doing the right things and that also like we're working towards it. Like we're both working very, very hard to get to those things. So sometimes it's hard to see the positive in it, especially when you talk about money.
Or like even like when they mentioned like life insurance.
Yeah.
And when you think of life insurance, you're like, oh, when I'm 80 and I die. but it's also like, okay, we have two different sources of income. We're living under the same house, same goals, same bills. Okay, what if next year you pass away? Now all of these bills that were split are now on one person.
Right.
And it's just like, oh shoot, like as true as that is, you don't really think of it.
Right.
You're like, I don't need life insurance until I'm, 50 years old and start planning it then.
Right.
Like it's nothing I ever thought about. And I used the military because it was cheap and it was like, oh, it's a thing to do. Like you need life insurance.
And there's
you never
so
really
many
think about it.
And like we talked about, like how it disqualifies you. Like you could become ill tomorrow and not have proper coverage, and then you are never qualified to get it again.
Right. And then you or your partner or your family may have, a harder time once that time does come and you do pass away.
Right.
It's just there's so many things that are possibilities, so many unknowns. Like one of my old bosses used to say, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And like, as stupid as it sounds, like you truly don't know things that you don't know, in the sense of like what opportunities there are, what ways you can better your money, what ways you can better your future, whether you're 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old. Like there's all different, the scale slides with, opportunities and all sorts of different avenues. But it's just like taking the second to think about it and say, okay, where do I want to go? How am I going to get there? And who do I need to talk to about it?
Right.
Because like I always went flying by the seat of my pants always growing up, and thought, well, I'll figure it out when I get there. And I think a lot of people do that, and it's no fault to your own, because you just don't know.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into financial planning other than being like, how do I save money or how do I reach a financial goal? Is like, you could do all sorts of different things. Like you could plan it out, you could go in this direction, but you're doing that thing wrong. So, I mean, it's just like anything. Like, I also think of like, you might have like a financial planner or a financial advisor to give you the advice and give you the things. It's like a wedding planner. They're going to give you all the things and
That's a great point.
Pieces that they think are going to work and what are matching what you're saying, but maybe it doesn't work in certain instances or whatever. Or, vacation planners. And I mean, like, anybody can give you their professional, like for me, I teach people how to play golf. Just because I say you need to do this may not, translate with being like, I can't do that.
Right.
Like if you have an ailment or if you tweak your wrist, then what I'm teaching you is no longer going to translate the way that maybe I thought or you thought initially.
Right. And it doesn't have to be like these complex situations. It could be something as simple as like, okay, I've got these bills, I've got these debts, and I've got this savings. Like one of my questions was like, okay, should we be putting more money into savings instead of putting it towards this debt or, this bill or whatever it is? Like just something simple as like what makes the most sense with our situation, our goals, our income, our debt, our bills, and like how to build a financial plan that's going to handle all of them in the best, in the best timing, in the best, savings, whatever it may be. And it can be as simple as, how do I effectively use the money that I have right now to hopefully in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, be more financially stable and sound towards those goals in 1, 5, and 10 years.
Right. Yeah. So we had that.
And if anybody needs a financial planner or advisor, let us know. We know some people.
We know some good people.
Some really great people.
But yeah. It's been an ongoing thing. It's never easy. You have to really be open-minded, especially in a relationship, is as soon as you start merging your lives together, it's like we also talk about it and we're very open. There's things that we both have strong feelings towards that we have to have understanding of each other. But like, we are also very much opposite in like certain aspects of our lives, how we imagine it, our finances, stuff like that. But like, we come together to make it work for our relationship, and that doesn't mean that it works for everybody.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that like there are relationships, and I know of this, and there's people that need to, like, go down the middle, split everything, and keep their lives, like, their financial lives separate. Like, there's people that need that.
And if it works, hey.
And there's also people that live off of one household income for everything. Like, so, like, you get to see that what the other person may be spending or doing or whatever, but, like, you're only working off of one income. Like, there's so many different avenues. Like, we are both lucky where we have our combined financials, and then you have a business, and I work for another company, and we come together and we take the lanes that we best choose to hopefully reach our goals that we're looking for. And, like, that works for us, at least where we're at in our life.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that's always the case. And that's something that we have learned to be very realistic about, especially with what you do.
Right.
Is like, what happens if the day comes and streaming's no longer on the table, and then what? And then we rely on my income.
Right.
And, like, we would have to make it work, which has always been kind of the option for us.
Right.
But, like, the more we kind of exude ourselves and make more and do more and bust our tails to get to that, it's hard to backtrack.
Right. And again, the more you know, the better you'll be prepared in those situations. Like, that's something that we made very clear to the advisor is, like, we want to set ourselves up so when we do have a home and streaming does go away, we're not house broke. We don't have to sell the house. We're not upside down on everything because the income levels have changed or there's a large gap until I get another job or whatever it may be. You just have to have those what ifs and the answers to those what ifs before you get to that and it becoming reality.
Right.
But it's very important. And again, I was always the guy that flew by the seat of my pants. Kenny's been very much a planner and, like, always good with her money and, like, aware of it. And, like, now, she's teaching me a lot of things about, things to keep in mind, things to think about, things to plan for. And now using an advisor only just helps us plan for those things even more.
Yeah. And I think that sometimes you have to hear it from a second party to understand. Like, it's one thing when you're working together and being like, I got you, and, like, okay, I got you. But then if somebody's like, okay, if she drops dead, are you going to be good? Like, across the board with all the bills, all the responsibilities? And if the answer is like, maybe not, then that's something that, like, you have to look at.
Right. A lot of moving pieces. And again, you don't know what you don't know. So, like, nobody wants to work when they're 70, 80 years old. Mm-hmm. Get yourself into a situation early. Start asking questions when you're young to set yourself up, your partner, your family up for success. So when you do get 60 years old, maybe you can retire and just enjoy your life with your children and your grandchildren and so on and so forth. Like, there's just so many moving pieces. And, like, I think I'm very simple-minded in the sense of, like, oh, you'll figure it out when you figure it out. Or, like, oh, you don't really need to think about those things, but you do. You absolutely do.
I think it depends. Like, we're not sitting here on a soapbox preaching to you. If you're somebody that you work for the money you have, you don't mind spending it all on doing things that make you happy in that moment, then do it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
But, like, we, in our relationship, in our household, we look at what we want our future to be. And, like, we look at the flexibility of, like, we are working so hard right now so that one day down the line, we can not have to worry about if we were to get, like, a vacation house or, travel with our kids, like, doing things that wouldn't put us back, but only allows us to be capable to do more of.
Right.
Because that's what we think makes us happy now to plan for, and we think that would make us happy in the future.
Right.
Things could change.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow we both could wake up and be like, let's quit everything, let's get rid of our lease, let's buy a van and let's go travel the country and blow through our savings. if that's what we chose to do,
Right.
that makes us happy, then that's what we chose to do. That's nobody's
after
decision
it.
but ours. But everybody has their own plan. And if that's something that you want to do and be like, hey, I want to make more money so that I could go to a steakhouse, drop $500 every single Friday night, and that's what's going to make me the happiest person alive, then plan it.
Right.
Figure it out.
Yep.
Like, we're rooting for you.
Yeah, do your own thing. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, so I mean, that's kind of,
Just building the future.
that's where we're at. Yeah, building the future, figuring it out, and making sure that we're making the right decisions so that we can get to where we want to be in the future. That's the biggest thing for us, is it's not necessarily like, hey, you need to do more, or hey, you need to do more, or we're doing really bad. It's like, okay, give us the tools we need to have to get to the place that we both really want to be.
Right, and like you've said before, of like, just because we're doing good doesn't mean that there's things that we can't be doing better in
Right.
any situation. It doesn't even have to be money. It can be work. It can be your health. It can be your activities. Like whatever it is, like things might be good, but you always could be doing better. And like don't live on the mindset of like you're never doing enough or you're never good enough or like whatever you're doing isn't good enough. But just have that balance of okay, this is going well. Is there anything else I can do to make it better?
Right. Like me personally, I've always had like the mindset of like, just because it's good, don't stop. Like if you're on an upward trend and things are really good, continue on that path, whatever it takes. Because that downfall or that plateau really kind of feels not as good.
Right.
Because like as soon as you hit that, what you think is a peak, and you start to go more baseline, it will eventually either go down or go up, no matter how you look at it.
Right.
But like,
There's just so many unknowns with anything.
for sure.
But yeah, just building for the future. Wedding, marriage is a wedding. Wedding is a marriage. A house.
Matrimony.
Matrimony. Speaking of matrimony, Kenny booked us some engagement photos,
Oh.
which is awesome.
Are you weirded out? Are you nervous? Are you gross?
I'm not. No, honestly, when you had told me that one day, actually on the podcast, I was kind of shocked. I guess I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Because you've never really been the one to, I don't even know how to word it.
Love you.
Okay, well, that was aggressive, but yeah, pretty much. But
That's
yeah, when
what
you
you
said
were
that, I got
thinking.
excited. I was like, oh my God, like, this is awesome.
I
Look at
did
her.
say yes.
You did
so
say
that
yes.
means I do love you.
Yes, absolutely.
What a crock. Yeah, no, we have engagement photos next month.
Very exciting.
I made her well aware that things like that I cannot take seriously.
I'm curious how it's going to go in the sense of like,
Well, there was one so like she sent us an invoice, like her Instagram and stuff like that. Once we have pictures and can publicize, we will share them with everybody. But when like on her Instagram and like on her page, you go through the steps, and so we already booked. We have our day, and she invoices us.
whoa.
I don't think they can hear him. I don't think that they can hear
I
him.
bet they can. Let's don't talk for a second. We'll watch the mic.
Oh, they can hear
Yeah, they
him.
can hear everything. Sorry.
Sorry for the dramatic pause, but yeah, so she invoiced us, but she gives you a questionnaire, which is honestly super smart for her to like plan what you're looking for. But she asks you about like your relationship, the things that you enjoy, kind of about us separately. And then she talks about like pictures and like the formatting of pictures and what we're looking for. And like she even was like, go to my portfolio or go to my Instagram and send me things that you like in certain pictures.
Yep.
And so like I did, and I wrote in, there was a question, it was like, how do you feel about being picked up or like piggyback ride pictures? And I was
Yeah,
like,
I know the answer to that. Hell no.
I was like, that's not really like our thing.
no.
I was like, that's not really the thing. She was like, how do you feel about PDA? I was like, not really like opposed to it. you know, like, I think it comes to, like, certain extent, but, like, she, like, talked about, like, different types of pictures, and I was either, like, yay or nay, and some of the ones that I was, like, absolutely not. It's not that it's not, like, cute or people can't do it, but I'm, like...
It's just not us.
I was, like, no. Because if he had to pick me up and I would have to sit there and take a picture, I would say or do something absolutely ridiculous.
Hog wild. It would be awesome. It'd be funny as hell.
But yeah, so
I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for like what you're gonna pick out for like us to wear, and then what the like backdrop's gonna be. That's I think what I'm most excited for. Like, where are we taking these photos?
I have a feeling because she had like I left it up to her because she'll be like, I'll do wherever you want, or if there's places that you want me to choose based off of what you're looking for.
Yep.
I have them, and I was like, this is what we're looking for. You choose the location.
Yep.
So I have a feeling that will probably be up near the lake, I would assume.
Yep.
But she was like, do you mind getting Sandy wet or something? And I was like...
Oh, the sand will freak me out, but I'm good.
And I was like, no. I was like, I don't think that's us either.
Yeah.
Like playing in the water and the sand.
Yeah, like... Yeah.
Like, you imagine it's just like a cute picture and then I'm like, have your neck and I'm drowning you.
That'd be a great ending photo.
Yeah. But no. I think I'm a little nervous because I, like, anytime that I'm uncomfortable, I'm like, almost like a statue. I turn and be like...
You guys have seen the engagement video.
Yeah. So I'm more or less like, is this real? And it's not even a matter of like taking pictures. Like, we take pictures with each other all the time. Like, and it's not a matter of that. I think it's more of like the intimacy of the pictures. I'll be like...
It's just, the photos are going to be us just dabbing each other up. That's it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a dab with the ring. Instead of like on my hand, it's just going to be us with the ring.
But like, I don't know. Like, I think we can't dab each other up. That's the wrong hand.
That is the wrong hand. We'll figure it out. I'm excited. I think it'll be great.
Yeah.
No matter what.
I think it will be good, and her pictures are really good too. I think just like candid pictures of us like holding hands and like walking away. I'm like, that's so
It's
funny.
just so forced and like...
Yeah, and I made a statement being like, anything that like is more natural and more comfortable, the better it would be for us.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Can we do some like JCPenney style photos?
No.
Damn.
We're paying her too much money for that.
Fair.
We can go to JCPenney's and take $50 pictures if you really want.
Is JCPenney still a thing?
Yeah, your mom loves JCPenney's. Do you mean like Sears?
No, I thought JCPenney's went out with Sears.
No, JCPenney's is real.
That's crazy that brand has lasted this long, frankly.
It's not a brand. It's just a company.
I can't believe it's still a thing.
Sears, I don't know if Sears is a thing.
No, Sears went out a long time ago, I feel like. I think.
There might be a couple here or there, but I don't think that it's nearly as big as what it used to be.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a lot going on. It's good.
Everything's good.
Bo.
Except for that dog. I honestly think it's because you're wearing that shirt. He's wearing his bad boy shirt.
Bad boy
and
shirt.
The dogs are being very bad.
Very bad.
His bark is so piercing
It
and
is
annoying.
piercing. And he doesn't listen to you when he's barking.
Yeah, he doesn't
At
care.
all.
Unless if he sees you.
Right. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but he was barking like just off of the patio. And I was yelling at him through the door to like get in here. And he just stood there and looked at me and then looked away and kept barking. So I went out there and he just sprinted to the back, or he'd like sprint for a few feet and I'd walk towards him. I'm like, get inside. And we went all the way to the back corner. And then when he realized he had no more room, he just sprinted right in the house. And I'm like, you're killing me, dog. And
Nash is not perfect.
No, Nash is a high maintenance
Diva. That dog we'll sit down and we'll have dinner and he's just like, boof, boof. And I'm like, and I'm like, you're annoying.
Yeah.
Go outside and do it somewhere else.
And then he whines when he wants to go to bed.
Yeah. Or you'll have streamed and you'll come down and I'll be on the couch and they're being fine. Except for I know that he wants to now play games and he'll whine to go outside, like he needs to go to the bathroom, like I've neglected him for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't do it, because he's just going to turn right around and he's going to sit out that door, and as soon as you walk away, he'll paw it and he'll whine.
Yeah.
And you're always like, no, he just needs to go out. Does it. The dog literally hops out, turns around, and does exactly what I said he would do.
He's a diva. He is a diva. But I think that wraps us up.
Wraps her up.
Wraps us up on an episode of the BK Lounge podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2. How many episodes did we do in the first season?
I don't know, like 20-something?
Was there 20-something? We're on episode 6 for the second season of the BK Lounge podcast.
I have a feeling that we'll probably do what we're doing now for podcast season 2 all the way up until July, August. I think July, August we'll take a little bit of a break. Maybe we'll do like a birthday podcast for both of us. But we are very busy those 2 months.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're going to get on out of here for episode 6 of the BK Lounge podcast. We did have one write-in that we're going to try to save some of our write-ins over, the 2 weeks time, and hopefully by next week we'll have a couple of more write-ins so we can do write-ins all at the end. But if you are listening on Apple or Spotify, again, we do film this live on Twitch, twitch.tv/thebk Lounge. And for our Twitch viewers who are watching right now, if you haven't followed us or liked us on YouTube, Apple Music, or Spotify, please do. It's usually live by the next morning at the latest. Thank you all for being here. Happy Monday, and we will see you guys in another 2 weeks for episode 7 of the BK Lounge podcast. And who knows what will happen in 2 weeks' time.
That's crazy.
But thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your Monday night. Have a good couple of weeks. Any last words, Kenneth?
Love ya. Bye.
Y'all be good now.
This has been the BK Lounge podcast with Bert and Kenny. We hope you enjoyed your time diving deep in on wild topics, listening to crazy stories, and hanging out with us. We'll see you next week live on Twitch. Be sure to check out our website for all our social links at www.thebkloungepod.com. Y'all be good now, and we'll see you next time.